comfortable seat. You can sit up on something if you want. And just to start out, let's do a little hand exercise to actually get a sense for what a chakra might feel like within the body. And what that looks like is just flipping your fingers back towards your palms. And you can do this kind of quickly, just quickly flipping the hands, fingers back towards your palms. And as you do this, your hands will probably get a little bit tired. That's normal. When you feel like you just can't really do it anymore, go ahead and place the hands close together, about a foot away, and then just slowly start to bring the palms towards one another. Sensing what is in between the hands, if anything, if you feel anything there. Go ahead and just shake the hands out, relax the arms for a moment, just kind of letting that go. Sometimes I like to even think about like water flipping off the tips of my fingers here. Letting go. And let's just do that one more time. So just again, starting that just flicking of your hands, breathing. And whenever you're ready, just slowly bringing the hands together. Super slow. Sensing what is happening between the hands, what it feels like, how it's moving. Good. And whenever you're ready, just letting that go, shaking out the hands, and just letting the hands rest somewhere that feels comforting for you, in the lap, on the thighs. And with the gesture of the palms, you can decide palms facing up if you're in a more receiving mode, or palms facing down if you're in a need of more grounding. Just pausing, noticing that whatever it is that you felt between the palms, the chakra actually translates to wheel in Sanskrit. So this kind of wheel of energy or flowing, swirling energy within the body. So quickly, or not so quickly, we'll do a little posture check. Nothing too strenuous here, just dropping the sitting bones down heavy towards the ground. Feeling a little hugging in of the belly to solidify the low back and core. Find a little lift in your chest. And gently drop the shoulders down your back. Sensing some more length through the sides of your neck. And then imagining the top of the head reaching an inch taller into the space above. So the 7 chakra energy system runs from the base of the spine up through the space above your head. And today we'll particularly focus on the root chakra. So the root chakra located at the base of the spine. Just taking a couple breaths here, letting your exhales just re-ground you down. Sitting bones are heavy, legs are rooted. When we talk about the chakras, individually, please know that they all make up who you are as a whole. So even though we're focusing on one today, one leads into the next and vice versa. So just acknowledging that here. Slowly bringing the chin in towards your chest and just rock your head side to side, just relaxing the sides of the neck. Just taking the next few moments of warming up the joints as an opportunity to just move into your body. That's a big component of the root chakra, is this embodiment practice. And by just practicing yoga, you're actually moving into that work of balancing the root chakra. And slowly come back through the middle. Lift your head back up. And then just stretch your arms out to the sides, just reaching through the fingertips here. Just making almost like your hands were like little frog's hands, having webs between the fingers. And then imagining a frog just trying to pick up a little something. And then just relax, stretch the fingers out. And again, just do that a couple times, just imagining this kind of webbed fingers picking up and releasing. Just warming up the hands and the wrists here. Let's do a beak this time. So just making your hands into kind of like a tight beak here, just opening and closing. You might feel some sensation in the shoulders and arms. We are strengthening the arms here. At any point, you're more than welcome to just relax and bend your elbows and continue with the hands. All right, switching from beaks to claws, kind of like a tiger, just kind of gripping the fingers and then relaxing. So the hands can hold a lot more tension than we think. So just kind of moving the hands in this way, waking them up. All right, just relax the hands, shake them out if you'd like, relax your shoulders and arms. Good. Let's release your feet out in front of you. Let's bring the soles of the feet down, and when you set up your hands here, we'll come into a reverse tabletop. Option to bring blocks under your hands. So I have been really enjoying blocks under the hands in this pose. It relaxes my shoulders a little bit more and just makes everything about this pose feel more accessible to me. So offering that to you if you'd like. Just turning the fingertips out towards the edges of your mat, rooting your feet, and then pressing the hands down, lifting your hips up. Find some space in the front of the body. The shape is nice for opening the front, warming up the shoulders, and also grounding. Feet are pressing firmer into the ground here. Take one more inhale and slowly lower your hips back down. Exhale. Let's cross the legs again, noting what leg is in front, and just fold forward. Nice fold over the legs. Let your hips be heavy. Breath is steady. Here for one more inhale. Gently crawl your hands back. Exhale. Unravel your legs. Bring the feet back down. One more round of reverse table. Option with the blocks. When you're ready, lifting up. Find some space here. I'd recommend keeping the head up here, not dropping it all the way back. You could look at the ceiling if you'd like, or maybe down the tip of the nose just to keep some awareness in the back of your neck. Here for one more inhale. Exhale, slowly lower the hips down, fold your legs in the opposite way. Whatever foot was in the front, move it to the back and fold forward. Dropping into your fold. Feel free to move within the shape that we're resting in. You can do a rock of your head side to side. And gently start to rise back up. Take your time here to move onto your back. Roll down, and if you have a strap, grab that and a block as well. If not, that's totally fine. We'll make do. So just bringing the knees in towards the chest. When you get there, hands just come onto the top of your knees. Let your knees draw away from your chest and straighten your arms. Let that be the stopper of your knees. Exhale, knees back towards your chest, bend your elbows. And inhale, knees away from the chest. Let's just take a couple more rounds just like this. Just the slowing movement of knees in, knees out. This seems like a simple action maybe initially, but noticing what's happening here with the pelvis, tilting of the pelvis, this mind-body connection by matching breath with movement. Your back is supported by the ground underneath you. Just one more round here. Inhale, knees away, arms straighten. Exhale, knees in. Let's bring the soles of the feet down onto the ground. This is where the strap will come in. We're just gonna bring the strap to the bottom of one foot and then extend the leg up. So if you prefer to just hold onto your leg or your big toe with your hands or hand, that's fine too. I really like this strap, especially for grounding purposes. Is grabbing high onto the strap to allow the arm bones to soften back into their sockets. Just feeling a drop of your thigh bone down towards the ground. But this action of opening the backs of the legs can be a nice way to kind of activate those energy channels there to promote a little more connection to the earth. Just feeling into that here. Feel free to widen out the leg to the side a bit, over to the right. And then maybe bring the leg across the body over to the left momentarily, just briefly. Kind of feeling into what that does to the shape, how that changes sensation. And let's slowly release this side. Take your time to let go, bring the foot back down, and just bring the other leg straight up. Taking a few breaths here using the strap or holding onto the leg, anywhere that feels grounding for you. Steady breath. Again, you can play around with drawing the leg out to the side a bit or across the body. Just feeling into the movement of your hip joint and maybe different places of sensation in the leg as you move it. Good. Let's gently release back into the feet on the ground, prepping for bridge pose. You could slide your block under the low back or just lift the hips up without your block, your choice. We'll be here for about 10 breaths or so. So letting your hips get heavy on the block and adjusting the block so it feels supportive and pain-free. If you're feeling some twinging in the low back or anywhere else, maybe adjusting block a little forward or backward. I'll invite you to widen the stance of your feet here a little bit, just to create a little wider base. Being supported by the block allows for you to just kind of drop in and be here. So let your breath come to the forefront of this moment. Inhale slowly and exhale completely. In the next couple of breaths, press your feet into the ground, lift your hips enough to slide the block out from underneath you, roll on down, and then walk the feet wide, drop the knees in towards one another, just resting here for a couple breaths. Feel free to let a breath out of the mouth and just notice the sensation of being grounded here. What does that feel like for you? Being supported by the earth, resting. However you want to get there, make your way slowly into tabletop position. You can roll front and back or roll onto your side. Tabletop position, super strong in the arms, grounded in the knees. You can have your toes tucked or untucked here. Look forward, lengthen your back, and then drop the belly, arch the back, cow pose. Exhale, rounding in, press into your hands. Inhale, arch the back, shoulder blades squeeze together, a little exaggerated cat and cow. Let's do about 3 more rounds of that. Moving with the breath. On your next inhale, come back to a neutral spine, preparing for spinal balance. Let's reach the right leg towards the back of the mat. Your toes can be on the ground or you can hover them, your choice. Just finding some connection here to the center of your body. Option to float the left fingertips forward here as well if you'd like a little more balance challenge. Imagining the breath moving from the center of your body out through the fingertips, out through your heel. On your next exhale, bring your hand down. Keep your leg extended and bring the toes onto the ground if they're not already. Let's drop that heel, kickstand the left foot behind you, and peel open for a side body opener. Right arm up towards the ceiling or up and alongside the ear. So this is a variation of side plank. We're strengthening through the sides of the body, also a really nice stretch through the outer right edge. If you'd like, you can lift your right leg off of the ground, just finding that modified half moon pose. Continue to breathe. If your foot is flying, go ahead and bring it down and then just come back to tabletop. Right hand comes down, right knee meets the left. Let's circle out the hips here, letting the hips move in one direction and then all the way forward, almost like you're coming through upward facing dog, circling to the other side and back through child's pose. Take 2 more full circles like this, just feeling into the sides of your body. I've heard this called Muladhara Kriya, which Muladhara is what the root chakra is in Sanskrit. Slowly making your way back to tabletop. Let's move to the other side. Left leg extends back, reaching through the heel, toes on the ground, or hovering. Steady breath here. Feeling into your hands, and then maybe right hand lifts. Grounded in breath. Take 1 more inhale here. Exhale, the hand comes down. Left toes meet the earth. Drop your heel and kickstand the right foot behind you. Just slowly peeling open. Find your space through the side of your body. Again, left arm can be reaching up or maybe bring it alongside your ear. Option to lift the back foot off the ground. And if the right shoulder is feeling constricted at all here, feel free to walk that forward as well. One more inhale. Gently come back to your tabletop and circle in the other direction. If you remember which way you went the last time, just taking some big circles with the hips. So as I mentioned, Muladhara Kriya, Muladhara meaning root support, Kriya meaning a sequence of motions for a particular intention, sequence of poses or movements. Gently come back to child's pose and stay put there for some time. So you could bring your knees wide, bring the big toes close together, set the hips back, and just settle into your variation of child's pose. This is a nice time to connect with the breath, letting the breath echo back to you from the ground underneath. Here for 1 more inhale. Exhale completely. Shift forward to tabletop. Inhale. Tuck your toes. Lift the hips up and back, downward facing dog. And feel free to make this a relaxed down dog. You don't need to be in the most intense version of dog pose you've ever been in. Just pedaling out your legs a little bit, soften your knees. Press your hands into the earth, then drop your head. Let your head be heavy, the neck be long. Steady breath. Bring your gaze forward. Slowly step to the top of the mat. Take as many steps as you need to. Come into your standing fold. Folding over the legs, drop your head. On your next inhale, lift halfway. Bring your hands to the shins, the thighs, or blocks out in front of you. You're going to hold here for a couple more breaths. Press your feet a little firmer into the ground. Imagine like you're almost spreading the mat in two with your feet. Feel a little activation through the sides of your hips possibly. A little more grounding down into the feet. Hold for 1 more inhale. Exhale, release into your fold. Drop in. Head is heavy, belly is light. On an inhale, rise all the way up. Big stretch up. Hands to heart center. Exhale. From here, start to bend your knees so they track over the toes. And I think we did this last week, actually. Just a little bit of bending and straightening. Just keeping about a 10% bend in your knees. So just letting your energy continue to flow up the legs. Feel free to close your eyes here. Particular awareness on the feet touching the ground. And part of this embodiment quality of the root chakra, you might notice the physical sensations as you move in this way, the knee joints moving, the ankle joints moving. I'm feeling something up in my hip even. Just check in with your body. Do this for about 30 more seconds. Feel free to match your breath with the movement as well. Inhale as you bend the knees. Exhale to stand up. That might slow down your movement a little bit, and that's fine. All right, let's stand back up. If you feel the need, shake out your feet a little bit, kind of like how we did with the hands, like little drips of water flicking off the tips of the toes. Good, let's come back to mountain, feet under the hips, maybe a little wider, and then stretch the arms up. Inhale. Exhale, dive over the legs, forward fold. Find some length in the spine. Bring your fingertips onto the ground or blocks as you step your left foot back. Low lunge. Drop the left knee down. Walk your hands to the top of the thigh or sweep them overhead. Your choice. Just finding some grounding here through the legs. Spread your front toes wide. So really finding that kind of wider base, even with a little bit of toe movement. Lift the center of your chest up away from your pelvis. Bring your left hand to your right thigh and stretch your right arm back behind you with your palm facing up. Let your shoulder blades soften down the back as you twist from the center of the body. Maybe even look across your right fingertips behind you. Here for one more inhale. Squeeze the legs together as you come back through the center. And then gently bring the hands down onto the ground or your blocks. Tuck the back toes, lift the back knee. Right away, we'll drop your left heel down and walk to the left. Coming into a wide fold. Turn your toes forward and fold over the legs. Dropping in here, take a couple breaths, letting the head be heavy. You might play around with how it feels to bring more weight into the toes or the heels. And then slowly walk your fingertips forward, look forward, lengthen your back, almost like a wide down dog. You can bend your knees a little here. Thread your left arm under the right. Reach for your right ankle or shin and look under your right arm. Let your breath travel up into the rib cage here.
One more inhale, stretch your right arm away from you. Exhale, release through the center. Keep lengthen your back as you look forward, lift halfway. Crawl your hands to the right, coming into pyramid pose. Let's turn the right toes forward. Maybe hop your left foot up and over to the left here. Setting yourself up so you can ground down through the feet, lengthen the back forward, and then drop over your right leg. Deep stretch for the back of the leg here, letting your thigh bone draw up into its socket. Blocks under the hands might feel nice here, just getting yourself grounded with your breath. Good. If you're feeling like the legs are a little bit wobbly or tight, you can widen your stance even more. Left foot a little wider. On your next inhale, look forward, bend the right knee as you step to the top of the mat. Left foot meets the right. Just fold over your legs here and soften for a moment. Maybe sway a little bit side to side. Root down through your feet, slowly rise up, big breath in. Exhale, hands to heart center. Right away, just sweep your arms up, inhale. Exhale, dive over the legs, forward fold. Lift halfway just to make some space in your spine, and then step your right foot back. Low lunge, drop the knee, rise up in your own time. Hands on the thigh or up and overhead. Spread your left toes, squeeze the inner thighs, lift the chest. Option to open into your twist here. Right hand to the left thigh, left arm behind you. Palm faces up to get that downward action of the shoulder blade onto the back. Scoop the belly up and in. One more inhale. And exhale, move back through the center. Bring your hands down onto the ground. Lift your back knee up. Drop your back heel down and crawl to the right. Coming back into your wide fold. Lengthen the spine, walk your fingertips forward, maybe even look forward. Right hand threads under the left this time, reaching for your left ankle or shin. Look under your left arm. Breathe here. One more inhale. Exhale, slowly release through the center. Lengthen your spine halfway, and let's switch it up a little this time by just bending into the right knee, little Skandasana, side lunge. Fingertips can be on the ground, on blocks, or maybe you even bring the hands to heart center or to your thigh. Switch to the other side, straighten the right leg, bend the left knee. Let's do that one more time. Inhale through the center, bend the right knee. Inhale back up, bend the left knee, right leg presses straight. Good, let's stand all the way up now. So pressing into the feet, come all the way into a standing wide position, toes turn out. Building, goddess squat. Let's bend the knees, super strong legs, and then possible, bend your arms, open the chest. Super strong in the legs here. Let your sitting bones get heavy. Feel free to come
out of the pose for a moment and then back in. We'll be here for a couple more breaths. Options to flow here. Straighten your legs. Inhale, stretch the arms up. Exhale back into the squat. 2 more times. Inhale, straighten, stretch up. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale, reach up. And exhale. Good. Just stretch up as you inhale. Turn your toes forward. Fold over your legs into your wide fold. Let's just hang out here for a moment. Couple big breaths. Feel free to move within the shape, a little swaying, shifting a weight from foot to foot. Slowly lift up halfway, find space in the spine, and then crawl to the left as your feet pivot. Left toes turn forward, right foot hops up and out, just widening your stance a bit as you lengthen the chest up and over the left knee and fold in pyramid pose. As we're here for a few more breaths, you can imagine your left hip crease drawing back, your right hip crease sliding forward, and a meeting in the middle, evening out the pelvis. Slowly look forward, little bend in the left knee as you step to the top of the mat. Fold in, forward fold. Rise all the way up, stretch your arms overhead, inhale, and bring the hands through to heart center. Any way that you would like, let's make our way back to child's pose. So you could flow if you want to take a little flow down to child's pose. You both know what that looks like. So just take your choice of how to get there. And just settle into child's for a couple breaths, moving a little bit there, a little rocking of your head. Maybe a breath out of the mouth. Gently shifting forward and onto the belly. Cross your right arm in front of your chest. So sliding the arm under the chest so the palm faces down. Left arm can stretch towards the front of your mat. And the chin just drapes up and over the right arm. If that feels like it's kind of constricting your breath, you could tuck your toes and shift your weight forward a little bit here. And if that all feels fine for you and you want a little more sensation, option to cross the left arm on top of the right, making this cross in front of the body. So allow your breath to travel up into the rib cage, expanding your back body. Exhale all the way down to the tip of the tailbone, root chakra area. Slowly unravel out of this side. Keep yourself propped up on your right forearm, just sliding it back about halfway. And then bend your left knee. Grab the left foot with your left hand, maybe leaning over to get that. Just grabbing the foot. Option here to find a little more of a back bending variation, kicking back into your foot, lifting the chest up. Or focus just on the quad, soften your forehead down
and squeeze your heel in towards your glute. Either option is fine. We'll be here for about 3 more breaths. Gently release the foot and switch sides. Left arm threads across the chest. Right arm reaches forward or on top of the left. Steady breath here. Can feel kind of intense in the shoulders, just letting a breath out of the mouth. If you're feeling a lot of tension, that might be helpful. Slowly start to release. Prop yourself up on your left forearm. Bend your right knee. Grab onto the foot with the right hand behind you. Find your variation here and settle in. Three more breaths. Two. And one. Release the foot. Bring your hands under your shoulders. Press yourself back to down dog momentarily to transition to the back of the mat. Hands meet the feet there. Walk the hands up halfway once more. Little bend in the knees. Lengthen the chest forward. Imagine pressing your feet down and dragging the mat into. Active in the legs. One more inhale. And exhale, fold forward. Rise all the way up. Stretch your arms up and overhead. Exhale, hands through heart center. And just relax the hands to your sides. We'll do a little balance here. So the root chakra poses to kind of practice balancing the root chakra are those wider stances, any pose that you're focused on the root, and also balancing poses. So let's stand on the left foot to start. We'll just keep it simple today. Bring the knee in towards the chest. You could flex your foot to help with that. Root through your standing leg, and then find a little lightness from there. So as I mentioned, all the chakras work together to create the wholeness of who you are. So we're rooted, and then the energy flows up. Imagine that as you inhale, maybe the arms float up as well. Gently bring your hands onto your hips. Cross your right leg in front of the left so the pinky toes are together. Find some length, root down, and then fold over the legs any amount. Hands can come onto your front thigh. You could bring blocks out in front of you here. If possible, press your left heel a little firmer into the ground. Lift up halfway, unravel your legs, and then rise all the way up. Other side. Right foot roots, left knee draws in. Find your balance. Rising up from that grounded place of your foot.
Keep a steady breath here. That can be really helpful for balance as well. Gently bring your hands onto your hips, crossing left leg over the right. Taking a moment to press down into the feet, lift the chest, scooping up and over the fold. Hands on your hips, on your thigh, or out in front of you. One more inhale. Full exhale. Lift halfway, unravel your legs. Downward facing dog. Crawl your hands forward. Drop your knees down and swing your legs out in front of you. Baddha Konasana, bring the soles of the feet together. Knees wide. Baddha Konasana meaning bound angle, the angle of the legs and the feet bound together. Let's just lift the chest up here and then option to fold forward. You can lengthen your back by looking forward here, or maybe rounding feels better to you, letting the chin drop towards the chest. Either one is fine. Slowly start to rise back up. Bring the knees together and extend your legs straight out in front of you. Paschimottanasana. Pressing your heels into the ground. Lift your chest. Scooping up and over the legs. Fold forward. Again, a rounded back or lengthened back here is fine, just depending on what feels right for you, feels useful. Let your next inhale lift you halfway, lengthen your back. Exhale, refold and soften. And then slowly just walk the hands back, lift the chest, rise up, and make your way onto your back. Scooch to the center, roll on down. Bring your knees in towards your chest, and this time make some circles with the knees. You can keep that kind of bent elbows, knees to chest, arms straight, knees away kind of feeling. Circle in the other direction. Gently making your way with both soles of the feet on the ground. Hug your right knee in towards the chest. Extend the left leg down towards the bottom of the mat. And squeezing the knee in and even squeezing the inner thighs together, even though the legs are separated in a different way here. Spinal twist. Bring your left knee up to meet the right and drop the knees over to the left. Your left hand can rest on top of the right knee or open out into a T. Slowly release back through the center. Switch sides. Left knee hugs in, right leg extends down. Squeeze inner thighs together. Feel the support of your back on the ground. When you're ready, move into your twist. Right knee matches the left. Drop knees over to the right. Slowly release through the middle, making your way into happy baby or another inversion of your choice. That could even mean just extending your legs up towards the ceiling for a few moments. And in the next couple of breaths, slowly make your way into a resting shape, something that feels comfortable for you. That might mean lying down or another variation propped up with something or knees bent. And we'll settle into Shavasana with a little chakra meditation. Just beginning to notice your breath again. You might even imagine the breath moving through the first chakra area in your body, the space at the base of the spine. Imagining that kind of swirling energy into the middle of the body in that area, your root. The color of this specific chakra is red. You might invite that color into your mind's eye. I really like to think about this like a flower blooming, like a red flower, red poppy or red rose blooming at the base of the spine. Look at that flower blooming, just imagining that vibrant, warm red color spreading through that area in your body. Allowing that energy, warmth to spread through your entire body and surround your body. Taking the next couple of minutes to just rest in this embodied place.
Gently bringing awareness back into your physical body, moving little by little to wake back up. Gently roll onto your side. Press yourself back up into a comfortable seat. Let your shoulders soften down the back. And I'll invite you to bring the palms together in front of the heart. Just closing practice with the breath together, inhaling and exhale. Thank you for sharing practice this evening. Wishing you both a wonderful rest of your night and week.
You too, that was really nice.